Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Good morning. Let me get my energy up. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are in the middle, and you know what that means. We in the middle of the week. Let me play my theme music. Let me get right to it. All right. It is Wednesday. I'm so happy. It is February 26th, and here we are. We are at the end of the month, guys. Could you believe it? It's been moving very quickly, don't you think? We went from a long January to a very quick and short February. So I don't know. I just always feel like everything is moving very fast. We also live in a fast-paced world. America is very fast. There's always something to do. There's always somewhere to be. There's always something going on. Take a moment really quickly. Let me know where you're from in the chat. Let me know where you're from in the chat. I'm Madam President. I am from Chicago, born and raised, but I live in Atlanta. So please let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from. I need you all to get alive in here this morning. Before we go any further, let me say a really quick prayer. I got my sisters with me. I always got my sisters with me. One of my favorite photographs from Gordon Parks. I just was looking around my office this morning, and I just have such an appreciation for Black art, Black love, Black liberation, Black everything. Black, bliggity, Black. And a lot of people be like, well, why are you so caught up on Black? And it's like, do you understand, the middle passage? Do you understand the level of intentionality to destroy Black people? Do you understand the level of, effort that's put into making sure that no Black pride exists? The level that's put into silencing Black people, the level that's put into making sure that Black people do not have a sense of love for themselves. So yes, I'm saying loud. I'm Black and I'm proud. You know the same. Before I go any further, let me say a really quick prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for waking us up this morning. Thank you for this Wednesday. You know that this day would come more than we did. We appreciate you. We love you. We ask for your guidance, for your protection. Give us the peace. Give us the things that we have within our hearts that is of good for us, dear God. Help us see the way. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. You already know I got to pray, because without the help of the Creator, what are we? Who are we? Where do we go? Absolutely nowhere. All right. So with that being said, I got a couple stories that's going on this morning. If you was looking for, the greatest news in the world, I don't have it. I just have what is current, what is up to date. And some of the things that are current and up to date right now are two stories. What's up, Deborah? I love to see my people in the building. Good morning to you, Deborah. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your interaction yesterday, Deborah. I saw you all in the comment section. I appreciate you. We had a guest on the show yesterday. You came in, you were talking, and I appreciate that, because what you all don't really know about this chat system and how all of this stuff works is the interaction is very important. The interaction, helps, push the morning show. It helps push a lot of different things. All right. Shout out to Kendra. You from NYC too. All right. And you live in Jacksonville, Florida. What's up with Florida? There's so many things that I've heard about Florida going on, different things beyond the weather. A lot of political turmoil that's happening in Florida, but, a lot of, I guess, beautiful weather in some cases in Florida too. I'm in Georgia, so I'm not too far from Florida. Let me do some housekeeping really quickly. Do not forget that you tune to the Madam President Morning Show. We do this every morning, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. We usually are wrapped up by 10 a.m. Sometimes it's even sooner. But I just want you to remember that this is brought to you by flynubianmoney.com. This is not, I don't do this alone. Flynubianmoney.com is where you go to get your money up, to get your mind up. Of course, if you want complete elevation, you want to be a part of this journey of Black women having voices, you should text Queens to 87948. Again, text Queens to 87948. Also, if you want to keep up with Madam President, text Madam, MADAM, to 87948. All right. All right, North Carolina in the house. All right, Sherry, NC. Yeah, that's so amazing. North Carolina. I like North Carolina too. I don't know if you all know that. I like to travel, and I've been quite a few places, and I enjoy a lot of places where Black people are consistently elevating. I want to share this story with you. It's about a Spelman professor. Her and her boyfriend, they went on a boat trip in Georgia, and they have yet to be found. I believe she was found, but he was not. Let me share the story with you because you know my philosophy. I'm not here to tell you, I'm here to show you. Take a look at this.
And a coach, they grab their boat and head out to a Georgia lake to celebrate his birthday. But they
don't know if we will ever know.
A Spelman College instructor and her fiancé, a high school teacher and a coach, they grab their boat and head out to a Georgia lake to celebrate his birthday. But they never returned.
We're rebuilding a story that we don't know the ending to.
They found her body the next day floating, still clutching on to her cell phone. But he is nowhere to be found, missing now for almost 3 weeks.
We are doing everything we can to provide closure to the family.
The clues left in the boat that rescuers say were unusual, and what was found near her floating body that has authorities scratching their heads. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
There's a history that is consistent with boating these lakes. And I'll tell you a quick story. When about 8 years ago, a friend of mine was having a boat party at Lake Lanier. So this was my first time going to Lake Lanier. And it's a very, lively area. They got a restaurant and all of that in the space. But they pretty much don't have a lot of, this space is just wide water, man-made lake stuff, right? So they don't really check to see who has the license to be a captain and any of that. Pretty much anybody can ride these boats. All that to say, this is where you all see my personality. My friends and I, we were on the boat. This is for a friend of mine's birthday party. And they looked and said, well, who's gonna ride, drive the boat? And one of the guys said, well, I'll do it. And he was like, I do this on the weekend. And all that to say that he decided that he was gonna ride the boat. And I was so nervous. I was like, this just feels like who's licensed to ride the boat? That's just number one. As we proceed to go into the water, I hear my grandmother's voice say, no, this ain't a good idea. All that to say, he had to go back to the dock really quickly. And I got my ass off of that boat so quick. I told my friend, I said, I came to celebrate your birthday. I said, but I'm not comfortable. So let's do something later. And she was okay with that. She was like, okay, bye-bye. And I appreciate that. Good for them. They all had a good time. They made it, back to the dock safe and sound. But I don't play no games with these boats, with Georgia, with this water, with these people. Let me just tell y'all something. And I don't want to go too deep for some of you all. I know that you all can't fathom the idea of evil. Some of you all you just don't, your mind won't process how dark some people can be and how dark some spaces are. And I say that, I don't say that with any kind of reluctance. I say that so true. You ain't never met a person that'll chop somebody up and have them in their basement and go upstairs and have dinner with their mama. You ain't never met a soul like that. And guess what? You don't want to meet them. But they exist. All that to say that boating is sexy sometimes. All the people, like to be like, yacht this, yacht that. I don't give a damn. I prefer safety. And most of all, if there's any foul play, I just hope that it's revealed. I hope that they find the brother because he's currently missing. The sister have been found. The brother have not been found. Has not been found. I'm sorry. So let's just hope that he appears in some capacity, in some kind of way, as soon as possible. And I don't know. Do you all even know like protocol if you do get out in the water too far? Like, what do? Is there, you're supposed to be able to call to safety, call someone somewhere. Is that even possible for my people who do boat a lot? I'm not really sure, but this is a very tragic story, and it's here in our community because the woman was a Spelman professor. So her students, the staff, people are mourning right now her disappearance. I'm sorry, her death, because she has been found. So I want to share another story that's brewing right now as well. Before I go any further, you already know what you tuned to. You're tuned to the Madam President Morning Show. This is flynubianmoney.com. This is where you go if you want to grow. That's number one. Text Queens to 87948 if you would like to get just more education, more elevation. And text Madam to 87948 if you want to keep up with all things Madam President. Madam President got some really good things that's happening next month. I'm partnering with my sister, Chris Iman. We are going to put on a very beautiful weekend. I don't know if it's going to be 2 day or 1 day, but it's going to be just an elevated course, how to DIY AI. It's going to be phenomenal. Some of you all got businesses, got a lot of different adventures that you are a part of, or you want to start, or what you want to be a part of. And I just got to let you know that this is the year that you don't have any more time. You're out of time. You don't have tomorrow. You don't have 2-3 weeks from now. All you have is the now. I never forget, I had a conversation with Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I said, I feel busy-minded. I got a lot of things to do. He said, I want you to stop thinking about all the things that you have to do and start thinking about what do you have to do in this moment. You can't even get through 7 hours of qualified, healthy, quality work because you're thinking about all the things that have to be done. And then you have to retrain your mind to think about, well, I only want to do this for the next 30, 45 minutes. And I only want to do this for the next 45 minutes. And that's how you end up getting a lot more done. Some people have productivity down to a science, and some people do not. Okay. So all that to say, moving on to my next story. My next story, it's a very interesting story, but I want you to see this for yourself, and I'm going to talk about this with you as soon as we finish it up. But don't move, because I want you to see the video, and I'm also going to show you the text messages or tweets from the guy as well. Hold on. I'm sharing the screen right now. All right, this is it.
Go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument. It leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct. It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument. It is reckless to engage in an argument where there's pushing and shoving going on. And those are the predicate charges for the charge of involuntary manslaughter. The offenses committed leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct.
Okay, I want to set this story up. I should have did this a little better. So let me tell you the story really quickly. This is a young interracial couple, young black man, white girlfriend, and they go out, I guess, to some club or something. They come home, whatever the case is. And for some reason, she begins to clean her gun. She cleans her gun. It goes off, shoots him in the head. The police didn't even arrest her after the incident happened. The family said, well, what is going on? What, how she cleaning the gun and it went off and shot him in the head and he's dead. And that's it. That's it. So the police never even arrested the woman. The sheriff in town is so weak that they charged the woman, the girlfriend, with involuntary manslaughter. That's the charge. You have a dead man in his own home, and you charge the girlfriend with involuntary manslaughter. Remember, they never arrested her immediately. They took her word for it and went on with the day. It was his family that said, this don't make no sense. Why you haven't arrested somebody? So they put pressure on the police department to go and do something. The police, they said, okay, well, we're going to charge her with involuntary manslaughter because she was cleaning a gun. Now, let me ask you this. If this was the other way around, he was cleaning the gun and she got shot accidentally, would there be the same charges? Will there be outpour of support of those charges? So we're asking these questions, but let me just tell you what the uproar has been about regarding this particular person. His name is Telvin Osborne. And some of the stories regarding Telvin Osborne, hasn't, it hasn't been too pleasant. He's been caught online saying some very derogatory, disrespectful, demeaning things about Black women. So some people have taken on the attitude of, well, I don't care. But here's the thing that I want to talk about when people say that they don't love Black women, when people say that they don't care about Black women. So what? Those people who don't love you, who don't care about you, they are so insignificant to your glory. They're so insignificant to your power. He's with a white woman who killed him. And imagine if you on the internet arguing with him about his words towards Black women. The entire setup is a delusional space. You think you should be putting, and I want you to see this for what it is, because I know that some of you all see these kinds of guys and you see these comments when the brothers be online. Oh, Black women fat. They don't be working now. And Black women, she a baby mama. Delusional. When I tell you, you should be so unfazed behind that kind of rhetoric, that kind of jargon should just be so it shouldn't move you in any capacity. And that's why I want you to continue to walk in your power and understand that, because this man was caught online saying things like this. Let me show you. Mind you, I want to show you this. Let me see if it's still showing. Share this file. Hold on 1 second. I'm sharing the file so you can see exactly, So so there were things like this that was said. He says, if He said he'll F a a white dog before he F a black girl. Okay. He says, I love them white girls. They already know. Telbo in between, Telbo in between. I don't have a clue what that means. But, he's constantly online gloating about his love for white girls. But listen to what he said in 2021. And I want you all to look at me closely when I talk like this, because this is when I'm getting real. Okay? This is when I'm getting real. When he says, I'll kill for her, I'll kill about her, and I ain't scared to say I'll die about her. But this is the part where you don't understand that she's the one that's about to kill you. This is the part where you don't understand that all that killing and all that living and dying. Yes, 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 yes. This is really, I wish I had a Black therapist online to have a proper conversation about how the mismanagement of love, the mismanagement of like emotional, some people cannot handle the emotional side of relationships. And a lot of you all don't even see it sometimes with men, because, men can be masculine, men can be, distant, they can be all these things, but not every man has had a proper introduction to a healthy love or woman. So you mean to tell me you got men who grew up till they are big and 6'4" with muscles, sleeping with girls, ain't never had a proper mother to introduce nurture to them. So you got some men, they ain't never been cared for. The moment they get a girlfriend and she start showing care to him, this is the same thing for some women. The moment he get a girlfriend and she just starts showing simple acts of care, simple acts of nurture, simple acts of love, it's mind-boggling. You think you on a whole nother planet because you finally have had an interaction with someone who shows you love, who shows you, desire. All that to say that I don't believe that we should glorify people's death because we don't agree with how they live. No, that's not how you do it. That's just number one. We don't glorify people's death because we don't believe in how they live. All right. That's number one. Number two, I don't think she's going to get a lot of time behind her behavior, behind the accidental manslaughter situation. I think, the court works in their favor very frequently. And oftentimes, without social media, we wouldn't even know about this story. We wouldn't have any ounce, because if you live in Florida, if you live in North Carolina, what's happening in some part of Georgia, wouldn't get to you. It wouldn't get to me. So what I would like to say is I have to keep a good story in the mix no matter what. I do not have one today. But I realize that I don't want to keep you all on like these deep, low notes with these stories. I want to give you all high notes as well. Yes, Sherry says we have to learn from this, not laugh. I totally agree. I think the learning curve about these types of situations is to, just find understanding. The reality is people kill each other consistently. And I hate that I have to say this with a straight face, but people kill each other. People lose their mind. And a lot of times the prison system is filled with people who have blacked out. A lot of people that are in prison do not have these long histories of violence. Some people literally lost their mind in a moment. A moment they lost their mind, and they're spending the rest of their lives in prison. So that's something that we have to keep in mind as well, is that, self-control, figuring out how to control our emotions. You already know, I'm pretty sure everybody on this live have had instances where they have wanted to slap the out of somebody, but you never wanted to unalive them. You just was real angry. You wanted to shake their ass up or choke them, but you did not want, them to, to never ever see them again. So let's just keep that in mind. All right. I want to say that I appreciate you all so much for being with me this morning. It's my time. I'm right on the dotted line. I think it's 10 a.m. So I want to let you all know that we'll be doing this tomorrow. I'm going to find some more stories, and I have a couple more guests. Some guests will not be in until next week, but the more guests I get in, if you think somebody should be on the show, don't hesitate to send me a DM. Don't forget, I'm Madam President with a Z. I'm here to give you the real news. I'm here to give you the bold truth. I am 100% politically incorrect. If you want to support Madam President, you can start with the Freedom Company. This is my store. This is where you can buy and purchase my products, www.thefreedom.company. Everything at this store came from my mind. Everything at this store came from my heart. Feel free to check it out and enjoy yourself. The next thing I will say is that if you want to support Madam President and you want my book, Matters of the Heart, you can download it on your Kindle. It's available on Amazon Prime. Let me pull that up for you so you can know what it looks like. Matters of the Heart. And I would like to say Matters of the Heart is also available in hard copy as well. Let me show you really quickly. It's also available in hard copy. So if you would like to purchase my book, download it, hard copy, soft copy. And I have to be transparent with you and tell you that, like the sister said before, we don't have our own printing companies. Every book that's sold, I probably get $4 on the download. I probably get $10 on a hard copy. So these aren't things where you get millions of dollars, as people say. But I want you to have it. These are my thoughts, my words coming from my heart. So I appreciate you and I value your support. And I will see you tomorrow morning. All right. Have a good day, guys. I'm out.